This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all,
This
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody.
Hey.
All
You know
right.
what else it is?
What?
It's Beyonce in Vegas Eve.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be weird Kelly going? Because you were pretty happy.
Jere's going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. So that's why you guys are going to Vegas. And I knew that, too.
Yeah.
But
I'm very excited. I'll report back.
Are you wearing silver? She put out a thing saying it's Virgo. Everyone wears silver.
Okay, here's the issue.
Oh.
There's an issue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, as y'all know, I've been having some medical things. So I was like, wasn't sure what was going to fit. So I
Right.
thought ahead, and I called our guy, Sir Algernon.
Sure.
And Sir Algernon is an amazing designer, and I was like, can you make me something that fits my body?
Right.
So he did.
And?
It's blue.
Oh!
So the day that I received it, Yvette sends out, Beyonce's publicist sends out a thing and says, it's Virgo season, everyone wears silver.
Dang. Gail King's dealing with the same issue.
I can't do so now. I ordered silver, a cowboy boots.
Oh, great. You're
that
fine.
hopefully come in today, and a belt and like gloves
With silver.
I am
Great.
going completely like intergalactic.
Fantastic.
So
Superhero.
just so
She
y'all
wants
know.
everyone to shimmer like a disco ball.
Yes,
a giant
I will be disco ball-y.
Perfect. You're good.
I'm already exhausted.
Yes,
It's a whole thing.
That was enough for me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
good.
whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some stories. Kevin Hart is feeling the pain of being 44. I feel you, buddy. He recently challenged ex-NFL running back Stephen Ridley to a 40-yard dash. He tore his abs in the process, and he's now in a wheelchair.
It's the funniest thing I've ever
Some of his celebrity friends, I know, he tore his abs. Friends reached out to him about the incident, and here's what they had to say.
To every friend that has called me and that has laughed at me, ooh, boy, after this 6 to 8 week, when I get back to functioning, I'm going to light your up. You know who you are. You know who the you are. Mark is set, go. It sat me down, didn't it? Should have been on your mark, is set. No. No. No.
I'd love to be that guy's friend. Kevin showed this video about his injuries and received a few comments on the post. He didn't say it in that video, but we're going to tell you who they are. The Rock commented, I tore my adductor off my pelvis during a wrestling match. True story. Dude. Ooh, you'll be fine. Heal up. So that was a nice message. Will Smith wrote, getting older is real. Heal up, Kev. So not a lot of shade thrown his way, right? Because listen, I don't know how old our audience is. If you're watching and you're a little younger, it's coming for you.
Yeah.
Father time's coming for you.
Apparently, a lot of celebs called and left messages being like, you're a total idiot.
well, he's in great shape, though.
But he thought he could beat an NFL running back, linebacker. Who was
Ex-NFL, yeah.
Ex-NFL.
He played for the Patriots.
He said he went so hard and everything just tore right apart. And he said, fate just said, sit down, Kevin. Sit down.
It's weird because one of my best friends who's my age, my friend that's a doctor, is like, he goes to the gym and he is ripped. And he's always like, let's go to the pool. We're in Vegas. It's like, I can't.
Yeah.
They'll kick us both out of it. I can't do it. So, I mean, and my friend is jacked, you know, so I can understand him thinking that he could do some physical things. Just like Kevin Hart he's really in great shape. But as somebody, I ruptured my Achilles tendon when I was 30. And like when I got carried to my car, I remember thinking, it's over. I played pickup basketball probably every day from 14 to 30 years old, and getting carried off that court, that was my retirement ceremony.
That's your exit.
Being put into the passenger seat of a Honda Civic.
I think we have to be really, really honest about how muscles work. And the truth is, like, Kevin Hart is in great shape. He does have muscles. His muscles are mainly for show. There are muscles that are for
I want those
function.
kinds.
Yeah, me
Yes,
too.
there are muscles that are for function.
Can I get those?
And there's muscles that are for show. And especially when you get older, as someone who had muscles specifically for show, I say this because I would go to the gym in some place that I normally wouldn't have gone to, and someone would inevitably come up to me and try to like outlift me. And I'm like, dude, I don't go past 15 pounds, okay? Like, I know that it looks like when you have a lot of muscles, you can like do a lot of functional things. That's not true. It's just not true.
It's just for show. Are there things you guys don't do anymore at all? because you're ancient.
Yeah. You have a story? I have a story.
Tell the story.
Yeah, so I was at the pool just recently, a couple of weeks ago, not looking like anybody we're talking about, you know what I mean? Had a couple cocktails, a little bouncy going on here, you know. But
You
the
were
ball,
buoyant. You were
yeah,
buoyant.
a little buoyant, a little you know, if a bug came at me, he's like boom, like he's going the other way. But so the football rolled over, and I used to play college football, and I still could fire that pigskin, so
Right
I
over the
threw it,
mountains.
right over those mountains. And the kid caught it. He goes, "Hey, did you used to play ball?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You want to play?" And I was barefoot. I had my swim trunks on. I'm like, "Yeah, let's run one. I'll play defense." And I used to play safety. And right when I was at Jordan's, like, "What are you doing?" I was barefoot, and I'm like, "I got it. Don't worry." He had shoes on with his buddy, and they're like, "Go." And I would like backpedal. Then I went to turn my hips, and I just saw him like go by me. And I looked back, and the ball just like went over my head. And we were like on an incline and stuff.
Oh, no.
And I was like kind of catching my balance, and I'm like, "You got me, man." He's like, "Do you want to do one on offense?" And I like looked. I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I'm good." And I was like, I could have just blew out my whole body
It
right
happens
there.
all
And I
the
thought
time.
in my head, I thought I was 20 years old. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, your adrenaline you got real excited.
Yeah,
Young.
super
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
You live and you learn. Yeah, that's what I backpedaling.
And I was super embarrassed. I went home after that. That's the end of that story. All right, let's move on. Miley Cyrus is rumored to be the Super Bowl halftime show performer, and today she released a new single called Used to Be Young. In it, she reflects on her party days while coming to terms with the fact that she's not the same person she once was. Hey, look at that. People change. Let's listen.
I know it used to be crazy, messed up, but God, was it fun? I know it used to be wild. That's 'cause I used to be young. Those wasted nights and nights.
So many fans also noticed that it's the 10th anniversary of her controversial twerking performance. You remember that?
Yeah, it
At the
was real
2013 MTV VMAs?
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence, you think, or right on time?
Right on time. She does a lot of things with Easter eggs that Taylor does as well. I also want to let you know, take a look if we can, just show that again. I don't know. She was wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt underneath that red bustier. Famously, she grew up in the Mickey Mouse Club, so it's also a reference to her being young and growing up in the Hollywood
that's cool.
spotlight,
I like
right?
that.
Her first acting gig was 2001. She was 13 when Hannah Montana debuted. She's 30. I laughed out loud thinking, what does a 30-year-old...
did?
I did know about being young. And then a lot of people supported her and said she's been a child actor for so long. She's worked 20 years at this point. So I give a little bit of credit back.
A little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can give a lot. You can give a lot because the truth is, any one of us would trade places in order.
Okay, sorry, she wasn't in the Mickey Mouse Club. She was on Disney.
She was on
Right.
Disney, but I think it was a
Right.
reference to her being young.
Yes. Okay.
I think it's completely okay to say, like, hey, there are people who have spent less time on this earth who have done far more than I have.
Right.
Like, that's all right.
Yeah.
I like Miley Cyrus. At first I was like, Super Bowl halftime show, after having like after having Beyonce's and Rihanna, who is also very young, are we going with the Miley? Who would I like to see Miley with was my question. And the answer would be Dolly Parton.
Her godmother.
Yes. I don't know if any of y'all watched that New
was
Year's
so
Eve.
good.
It was so good.
Their harmony was delicious.
And the context of the two of them together is money, money, money.
I think that's a great
would
idea.
love
Has
to see.
Dolly ever done? Wow, that's a
I would love to see a Super Bowl halftime show with just Molly and Dolly. Molly and Dolly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great
That's the ticket.
idea.
That's
Well,
the
then
ticket.
Billy Ray's got to make a cameo too.
I can, but
He's no slouch.
No, he's not a slouch. I'm not
Yeah.
saying. I just thought. I sat down on New Year's Eve and I ended up. It was just on, and I was like, okay.
That's
and
a
then
great
And then
idea.
the next thing I knew, I was like, okay. Like I was like all up into it.
They were delicious
so,
together.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was great.
Wow.
I like it. It
What if
catches
her
a lot of demos. That group. Yeah.
Country rock.
Husband came out that no one's seen, and he rapped better than Eminem. He just was like ripped.
Dolly's
Parton.
husband.
Yeah. I don't know, that was in my head. Coming up on DBL, our interview with comedian Heather McDonald. She's giving us her take on all the reality TV gossip, and John Stamos embraces turning 60. We're going to talk about this steamy shower photo he posted to social media. Oh, John.
great idea. I'd like to see Miley have multiple guests, including Dolly Parton, maybe her dad, maybe Harry. You know what I mean?
Harry
I love
Styles?
when someone does a show and a bunch of
I don't know
surprise
much
guests
about
come in.
Harry Styles.
But the Dolly Parton one was such a great idea.
That was a good idea.
on Harry
You don't hear a lot of people like saying, you know what, I'd love to do the halftime show. Do people say that like out loud, like kind of pitching themselves for the halftime show?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Who wants to do it?
Well, I know that for
Cool.
instance,
No examples.
I mean, Miley probably does.
Taylor Swift turned it down famously, which I can't understand. I think she was going to be on tour, but I can't understand her turning it down.
Here's what they said. Ed Sheeran supposedly turned it down too. They said they were worried that because they have such a large fan base that they were going to take over the football fans and fighting for it because it's like a concert.
What?
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Makes sense.
Taylor's
sold the most tickets at this Denver Stadium of anyone ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's I
He had
never
a whole
thought about
round
that.
of thing. Yeah. Pretty cool.
I don't know. What about Missy Elliott?
Oh, Missy Elliott was fantastic. Remember when she famously came out and surprised us?
That's right. She already came out.
When was this?
Katy Perry, right?
Yeah, she came out.
Yeah, it was great because nobody knew she was coming out.
Can I be honest?
And then she became famous all over again with this whole new generation, and she shot to the top of the charts again.
You know what
Fantastic.
would be great? Don't you think this would be great, Al? You see her all the way at the top of the Super Bowl, okay? You hear, I came in like a wrecking ball. And she throws in like a wrecking ball. And she goes the whole stadium length.
That's like, she'll die.
No, she won't. Wouldn't that be rad?
Do you understand physics?
Do you hear what I said? She's on one side of the station, and Miley, and she goes, I came in like a, and then she wrecking ball. She
would
carries it
pass
all
out.
the way, the whole stadium, and then back up.
She carries the wrecking ball?
No, she's on it. I came in like a wreck.
That would be awesome. I mean, I'd love to see her on a wrecking ball.
Welcome back. John Stamos is the latest star to embrace their age and pose nude. So just 5 days after his 60th birthday, he posted this steamy picture of himself in an outdoor shower. Reactions? None. Another actor sharing some risque content is 51-year-old Sopranos actress Drea Damato. All right, well, where's the risque? That's her in The Sopranos. Huh?
I think some people think
What did I say?
Oh, Mateo. It's not Mato. Drea Damato. It's Drea Mateo.
Oh, Drea, whatever. She posted this picture on her Instagram stories promoting her OnlyFans account. Oh, okay, there it is. Well, that's not great. So, what's
like
up
a
with
hate
older
post.
celebrities posting sexy pictures? We've also talked about 6-year-old Lisa Rinna posing nude.
That's not great.
All right. And we all know 82-year-old Martha Stewart likes to post thirst traps as well. There's no reaction at all, and all these celebrities are naked. We're not into it?
No, but they're weirdly naked.
Yeah.
Because
He's right.
if you're naked, I kind of want a situation where maybe you do something where it looks like naturally you're walking, maybe something is covering up the areas that need to be covered. But when you're naked and you're just under something you would cook in, drinking black coffee, I don't understand why that's supposed to be hot. Those pictures were super weird to me. John Stamos just looked like he was caught off guard. If you're gonna be sexy, at least Martha was like, I am trying to be sexy.
I thought Martha was the best of them all.
And the rest is like somebody who's on fire.
Like, yeah, I was actually looking forward to that picture.
Right?
I was super let down.
It was very. That's like the same thing you would post if like you.
What
hate,
is that?
Like,
I'm not paying to see any more of that. On Fans Only, get real.
Fans Only.
Yeah, there's only one. That's why. Nobody, the person who posted it.
First of all, hold on, Tori. Jeff just mixed up OnlyFans and Farmers Only. That's exactly what happened in your brain. That is why you're getting very weird content on your algorithm. It's like I don't know what
I'll be honest with you. It looked like from like 1995 when you're like, oh, fire graphics.
Like
you know
almost
what I mean?
MySpace. But yeah. I don't know. If you're older, do you think there's a coyness about going full I'm sexy? Because a 20-year-old is just like on a yacht.
Right.
hot.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
but here's my only thing is like, I think why Martha resonated more is because she's so unapologetic about, there's no like, she's not like, oh, I'm doing this because, like,
Right.
there isn't a whole story.
It's not
just
coy.
like,
Yeah.
look at my thirst trap. You know,
Right.
she's like leaning into it.
Right.
Mugs
Because
aren't
I would
sexy,
hope.
though.
Mugs are sexy for some
But
Mugs are not sexy.
she's saying, this is what I'm doing. It's when people are like trying to like throw their picture out there and then give context to it. The context was you were feeling yourself and you decided to take a picture and post it.
Right, go for it.
I hope that at that age, people feel free enough to
Right.
not have to have a reason for doing anything.
Right.
Do it because you want to.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Gotta have a reason.
We'll be right back.
No.
I
They
can hold a
do.
mug and look
No.
sexy.
They feel like
Watch,
they
look.
do.
Look how
Why?
sexy I look.
I don't know.
Mark,
I
cut
wish,
the
I wish,
commercial.
I know. That's why I love
Cut the
Martha.
commercial.
When your kid's teacher calls out sick, it's important that schools have subs in place to ensure learning continues in the classroom. But how are local schools doing when it comes to hiring and retaining substitute teachers? We get the answers in today's Verify Fact Check.
Our sources are local school districts and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. A January study from the Bureau of Labor Statistics says traditionally demand has exceeded supply for substitute teachers at current wages. According to the study, teacher absences can cripple student achievement. Locally, many school districts actually told us they are in pretty good position this year when it comes to hiring and retaining substitute teachers. We emailed all the school districts in our area. Here are the ones that got back to us. Lincoln, Kannapolis, and Avery schools all report that they are satisfied with where they stand with their subs. Two of the largest school districts in our area also report a significant increase in subs from last year. CMS saw an almost 75% increase. Their roster of active subs soared from 1,020 last school year to 1,704 this year. Union County also says their sub fill rate has increased from 48% to 81%, and they're seeing a drop in unfilled teacher absences. 2 years ago, there were 12,437 of those absences, but last year that number was down to just 5,357. Other school districts like Stanley and Fort Mill tell us subs are managed by a third-party vendor or through a pool system. Even though the schools that got back to us say they are in good shape with their substitute teachers, all of them say they are always looking for more subs, and many school districts are offering hiring incentives for teachers who join the program. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos
Yeah.
are the most annoying people on earth.
Right.
And there has literally been, we are doing the research, I believe there's been between 472 and 489 articles written about how hot their sex life is.
Ooh, welcome back. Comedian Heather McDonald does not hold back when giving her take on celebrity gossip. And earlier, she shared the challenges of working with her spouse. Plus, she dished on all things reality TV. Take a look. Heather McDonald!
Hello, thanks for having me.
We miss you.
We're glad you're back.
Yeah, we sure are. Heather, I want to ask you this. We know how you feel about Kelly and Mark. We want to get your take on another infamous celebrity couple, all right? Ben Affleck and J-Lo. They just celebrated their 1-year anniversary, mazel. But do you think she rushed him down the aisle?
You know, it's kind of interesting that you say that, and I never really thought about it, but I do think she loves to get married. She loves the spectacle of a wedding. And, you know, people that are over 50 that are divorced with, you know, teenage school-age kids, it really doesn't make sense if you don't financially need to live together, or you could live together, but to get married, it doesn't really make sense unless you want that extra press. And as big as she is and as rich as she is just as thirsty as a 25-year-old influencer.
Speaking of marriage, let's talk about your podcast, Juicy Scoop. You do it with your husband. I just started a podcast with my wife. What's the most challenging thing about working with your spouse, would you say?
Well, what's crazy about my life is that my parents, when I was like, I don't know, school age, they started to work together. as realtors. They were one of those, kind of one of the first realtor couples. And my sister and I used to go to bed at night and promise each other we would never work with our husbands. My sister works with her husband as an attorney, and now I work with my husband. It can be the most successful business, but like anything, it's hard to turn it off and just have a nice night and not talk about business, or not be, feel like you spend so much time in the day that then you don't want to have those date nights. So it is a challenge, but it is a lot of fun too.
Well, okay, let's get into some Bravo talk, because I'm a huge Bravo-holic. So first of all, will I be seeing you at BravoCon, because I missed you last year?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I actually am doing my own Juicy Scoop Con show at the Venetian that Saturday night. So I'll be collecting all the Juicy Scoop. I'll be going to the events, and then I'll be having my own show that night.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to check that out, because I'm going to be there. Now, we're hearing a lot about the reality reckoning. What do you think the lawsuits could mean for the future of reality TV?
I honestly have a lot of skepticism that this lawsuit will ever really happen. I haven't heard one person that is, saying, I am ready to stop filming. I want to stop filming. I'm going to get my picket sign together. So I think it's going to be quite a challenge. I don't know who these people are besides, Bethany wanting it. And I feel like she's using it for a very self-serving purpose. However, I did just hear something allegedly that this has been going on, this idea of possibly going after networks to release NDAs, and that Vanity Fair was writing an article about this months ago, and she may have gotten word of it and jumped on it as, the ultimate crusader.
Okay, so Heather, we have 1 minute left, but I gotta ask you, because during Scandal, I would watch you and listen to Juicy Scoop, because you had all the Juicy Scoop. So Vanderpump Rules, because Lala Kent recently said Raquel/Rachel's choice to not return to the show is a travesty, I have to ask you what you thought of Rachel's first interview with Bethany Frankel.
And honestly, I don't think it was a wise choice for Rachel. I think she came back too soon. If she was not going to go back to Vanderpump, I think she should have really gone away for about a year. I think she really should have written a very much tell-all. And she really didn't tell anything to Bethany. I mean, tell-all, like, this happened at 3 months of the affair. I almost got caught. This was the day I shared it with my best friend, and I thought this was going to happen. Like, then we would have got invested, and then in the process of the story, then I think maybe in the end we would have said, oh, you've grown and we have sympathy, but we also got to read a really juicy story about something we cared about. This did absolutely nothing for her. I don't believe she gained one supporter, and she made no money from it.
Ooh, fascinating. She does not mince words. No, you don't. Heather, thank you so much for joining us on DBL today. We appreciate you. To our viewers, you can listen to Juicy Scoop on all podcast streaming apps, and for tickets to Heather's upcoming tour dates, visit heathermcdonald.net. Thank you again, Heather. We'll be right back. Bye, Heather. Good to see you.
Yeah, so fun.
Many people on Twitter are saying that if former President Trump violates his bond, nothing will happen to him. Others are saying that if he does violate his bond order, he will automatically go to jail. So let's verify if that's true.
Our sources are the Fulton County Superior Court consent bond agreement for Donald Trump, Georgia College and State University law professor Nicholas Creel, and Emory law professor Fred Smith. The order filed in Fulton County prohibits the former president from making any social media posts or reposts that could, quote, intimidate any person known to be a co-defendant or witness in the case. Creel says that if he violates that, the district attorney would then file a motion with Judge Scott McAfee, who has been assigned to the case.
And they'll be able to hear from the district attorney. They'll be able to hear from the attorneys representing President Trump. And they'll really at that point be able to decide, did a violation occur or not?
Smith explains prosecutors could ask the judge to revoke bond, but in the end, it's up to the judge to decide the appropriate punishment.
If that bond were revoked, it would mean that the person would have to return to jail.
The judge has multiple options beyond placing a defendant in jail, from increasing the bond amount, issuing fines, or modifying bond conditions.
They could say, you know what, you've now lost your right to use social media while doing this, and we're going to go ahead and say you have to stay off of it. That would probably be, in his mind, the next worst thing to a full-on pretrial detention that would occur if they did revoke his bond.
So we can verify that no, Trump would not automatically go to jail if he violates his bond order in Georgia. It's at the discretion of the judge.
Remember, our Verify team is always here to separate fact from fiction. If you need anything verified, just head on over to 11alive.com/verify.
Verify here with your fast fact. Well before former President Donald Trump surrendered at the Fulton County Jail Thursday night, there were a lot of pictures claiming to show his mugshot circulating online. So let's verify which picture is real and which are fake using these sources. First, this picture was being shared showing Trump in a suit with a booking placard, but it's fake. We found the original image was actually taken on Trump's last day in office and was edited to look like a mugshot. Next, there's this image of Trump wearing a black t-shirt, but it's also fake. The same image went viral in April when Trump was arraigned in New York, and we found it was created using artificial intelligence. New York doesn't typically share booking photos, and Trump never had his taken. There's also this picture that was shared more than 500,000 times, but it's not real. The image was digitally edited to add tattoos and the Fulton County Sheriff's Office logo. So what's the real mugshot? This one that was released by the Fulton County Sheriff's Office after the former president was booked Thursday evening. The rest are all fake. With your fast fact, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. It's been a hot girl summer, but that doesn't mean driving has to feel like a sauna. It's just been a hot summer. We have some tips on how to beat the heat in your car. That's today's Auto Alert, sponsored by Ox Car Care. First up, if you're parked outside, roll down the windows and crank the AC immediately when you get back into your car. The interior can get as hot as 145 degrees in an hour, even if you crack the windows. Next, change your coolant. Chances are it hasn't been changed in a while, so it will prepare your car for the cooler seasons ahead. And finally, change your cabin air filter. A dirty filter can lead to higher temperatures inside your car. Ox Car Care is dedicated to providing you with an amazing auto protection plan experience that works with your budget. If you're looking for better car care, give them a call today at 800-687-1821.
I watched a hack, and the woman says, roll down the window, put it on high, take your passenger car door, and open and shut it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We know 8.
And then close the windows and put it to moderate cool, and it will come out freezing. Put it to medium speed, and it will, that air, because you've sucked it all in with the 8 times, it'll come out much colder.
Okay.
I tried it.
Somebody might take your car from you because they're like, this person's having an episode.
Or when you're on live television, like you just suck the air out of the room like that.
8 times, Jeff.
8 times. She did it about 8 times.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.